Welcome back. Now we've got Dr. Olumide Ayeni, who is the Attorney General and Honorable Commissioner for Justice in Ogun State. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
Well, we will be discussing the law now. It's it's an interesting one actually, because it has to do with land grabbers. And when the governor was signing that, and then when it was in the news, there are so many questions, and when we got outside down the road, there's so many people also asking different questions akin to the kind they did when Lagos also did sign it. First of all, take us through what informed the state signing this.
Thank you very much. Law is central to development in any society. The government of Ogun State, and particularly this administration, recognizes that it's central to the theme of rebuilding our economy, bringing growth and development to our people, ensuring that you have development in all facets of life, and make government responsive to the needs of its people that it serves, towards ensuring that you do not only have or engage in knee-jerk approaches in response, in a reactionary method of responding to issues, but also acting proactively so as to raise the bar. What do I mean? In the last 1 year, for example, you would have had it said, in the last few years, particularly with the advent of this administration, that Ogun State is now the #1 destination of choice concerning investment for its people. Now, what do we have? We don't have oil, but we do have resources, we do have manpower resources, we do have all sorts of things to engage, to effectively engage the process. And so, if you recognize that, and you then place that in tandem with realities which you face on ground, you should actually then use your laws and whatever you have towards ensuring that in a decent democratic process, you sustain that. So we've had instances of land grabbing, for example. We all know what land grabbing is. And it's essential and key to development that when your investor is coming in, when the new manufacturers are bringing in their business.
Some actually don't know what land grabbing is. Maybe they have another term. Could you break it down?
Should I call it ajagunbale?
No, really, when you go with words, sometimes that's when some of the people will understand.
Yes, but essentially it means unwholesome practices in ensuring that you acquire land in a non-legal manner, often violent, often nasty, and often antithetical to development in all ramifications. And so I was making the point that when you realize that you want to make your environment conducive for investment, you want to make your environment conducive for development, you want to make your environment conducive for people to bring in their resources, their money, and then raise the bar with regards to social standards of living of the people, then you've got to do something to address social malaise, which rear its head from time to time. One of which is this. So nobody's going to bring in his money where or invest or try to establish an industry or set up a business where he's not going to feel safe and secure, where he's not going to have good title to land. Okay. And allied to that is the fact that we've often had it said that you want to begin to engage your land in a good titling process. You want to ensure that good, optimal commercial value is yielded for it.
Okay.
It's a sort of asset, and therefore you need to ensure that your laws are up to date to meet circumstances that may threaten this.
So what this law means, and you could shed some light on that, is that if one buys a piece of land or parcel of land from someone, nobody can come and lay claim, albeit in a violent manner, and take that land away from you.
Let me start by saying that the emphasis seems to be on land. It's a whole range of things, actually. If you look at the full title of the law, it's prohibition of forcible possession of landed property, prohibition of armed robbery, prohibition of kidnapping, prohibition of cultism, and then it's all not gloom. There's also protection of violence against suspects by those in authority. So it's a balanced, well laid out 57.
Violence against suspects. Does that include what? Police?
Correct. It includes police, it includes army, it includes navy, it includes, in a simplified process.
None of them can, what we see regularly, begin to manhandle people, kick them or beat them. It's outlawed.
Well, it's apart from the fact that you do have your normal recourse to fundamental rights. The government is essentially active and alive to its responsibility in ensuring that we need to do more where we can. Okay. And what have we done in this respect? You can't use violence and manhandle people or maltreat people when it's unjustified. You had the governor say the other day when the bill was being assented into law, and Senator Amosun did say that, look, kidnapping is alien to Ogun State, and that's true. But what we have found is that it's beginning to rear its ugly head, and we don't have to wait until the situation becomes so desperate before we act.
Let me jump into this one too, because when we were discussing this yesterday with a number of people, even when it was being assented into law, they did ask that, does this also include the fact that if you get the land and you're about to build, because what they see, what they experience is the Omoniles, those land grabbers, normally come to them and tell them, before you lay foundation, you must pay. When you get to the lintel level, you pay. If you're about to roof, you pay. And God help you if you don't pay, because they take laws into their hands. Does this law take care of all of those?
Takes care of that and more.
And more?
And more, yes. It's different from what you have across the country. Let's use Lagos State as an example. Lagos State does accept the offers the concession of allowing landowners or moniles or whatever.
Pardon me to jump in, but no worry, you'll come back and conclude your thoughts on that one. We need to just go to a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. Join us again.